This is VFL Weekly Wrap, Round 19 Preview. There's a game on Friday afternoon at 2:05 p.m. at the Whitten Oval. Footscray GWS. Footscray won 8 in a row. They're 4-1 at the Whitten Oval. Whereas GWS, they've lost 2 of their last 3 games. Well, I expect a competitive game there. GWS thumped them earlier in the year. But at the Whitten Oval and in the form that Footscray's in right now, I just can't see GWS winning this game. Footscray definitely pushing for that top 2 now. They're in second, but they want to maintain that position. They'll win this one. Saturday games, mate, there are 7 games on Saturday. The first one is 11:35 in the morning between Southport and Box Hill, Frank Gow's Reserve. This is probably match of the week, first against third. Southport's won their last 3. Box Hill have won their last 6. They are the best team in the comp right now. Geez, that's going to be a tough game to pick. I think Box Hill will drop one eventually, as well as they're playing. The Sharks, well, they're definitely beatable over there, but I think the Sharks will win this game. But that could be a preview. That could be a dress rehearsal for the grand final, I reckon. At Tramway Oval in Sydney, Sydney play Essendon, and nothing meaningless game. 12:05 p.m. Sydney's in good form now. They've won their last 2. Bombers, they can't win. They've got too many injuries. And I highly doubt that they'll win another game this year. They've lost their last 9. Actually, their last win, Essendon, was against Sydney on the 10th of May when they thumped it at Windy Hill. I just can't see Essendon getting close to Sydney. Sydney should win this comfortably. Now, match at Carrara at 12:25 p.m. Gold Coast against Richmond should be an interesting game. Suns have won 3 of the last 5. Richmond's won 3 of the last 4. Now, Gold Coast have lost 5 games by under 10 points. That's the difference. They've lost 3 games by 2 points. They've lost 2 games by 2 points and 1 by 3 points. Richmond, they were impressive against Werribee last week at Churnside. They just continue to defy the odds. They're just playing team football. No superstars in that team, but they're getting the job done. If Richmond can sneak a win here, they will definitely lock in a final spot. They're on 10 wins, but this is a danger game. I think the Suns will win this game, but this will be very close. The match I'm going to at Coburg City Oval. Coburg against Brisbane at 1:05 p.m. Coburg have lost their last 4 games at home. I know this doesn't mean anything, but they've won their last 4 games away. Brisbane won 4, lost 2 in Victoria this year. They've been up and down, Brisbane. They'll be fighting for that top 4, top 6 spot. They need to win this, Brisbane. Obviously, Coburg have to win this game. They've got to win their last 2 games. They've got the bye in the last round. They have to win this game, Coburg. I urge all the Coburg fans to get there. This is a massive game for the club. They need your support. They need to win this game. Well, it depends what Brisbane team show up. I'm picking Brisbane, but I wouldn't be surprised if Coburg get them. Now, match at 2:05 p.m. Williamstown Collingwood at Point Gellibrand. Should be another beauty. Willys lost their last 3 games. They are 6-2 at home. Collingwood, a lot of close games. The close finish masters. This is another tough game to pick. I really don't have a clue. I think Collingwood will be favourites, but I think Williamstown will get them. I think they just play that ground so well. If it's one of those windy, horrible, cold, cloudy, rainy, windy day, Williamstown will get them. Now, match at 2:05 p.m. also at North Port Oval between Port Melbourne and Northern Bull Ants. Well, Port Melbourne's lost their last 5 games. They're 1-7 at home. Well, the Bull Ants, they won 2 games. They were competitive last week. Port Melbourne actually belted them by 99 points early in the year. And I expect Port Melbourne to win this game, but this could be one of those ugly games of football because Port Melbourne been atrocious at home. There's a chance for Port Melbourne to get a end of season win. Now, TV game at 7:10 p.m. Frankston Carlton at Frankston Oval. Frankston have won their last 5 games. They're 7-1 at home. They're nearly unbeatable at home, Frankston. Carlton, I think, well, their season's shot now. They've lost 2 in a row. I think Frankston will win this quite easily. If you asked me about this game a couple of weeks ago, I would have probably had Carlton to cause an upset, but I just don't see it now. I think Frankston should win and win quite well. Well, ridiculously, just one game on Sunday, and that's at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, Sandringham, North Melbourne, 2:05 p.m. Mate, Sandringham has only played 3 games on that ground this year. They're 1-2 at the Beach Oval. North Melbourne, well, they just find ways to lose. They've lost their last 4. The last 2 games they played, they probably should have won. They lost to Sydney when they were miles in front, and they lost with a kick after the sign of drawing at Arn Street. I went to that game. It was a cracking game, but North Melbourne were behind all day in that game. Well, they have to win this, North Melbourne. They got to win out. They've got a tough fixture, and they cannot blow this game. Sandringham, unpredictable. They've had a miserable year. I think Sandringham will get them. I think they'll end North Melbourne's season once and for all. I'll tell you what, it's make or break now. There's still teams fighting for a spot in that wild card spot. Even the top 4, it's really starting to warm up. All right, I'll see you next time.